be doing prep now. They will be here. Yeah, you're gonna sit right here, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Can I just, thank you. Take that. Thank you.
Chris Avila and Alan Sanchez from Fight Inc.
Chris, so, when you think about where you were at the start of the pandemic, your MMA record, you've just been cut from Bellator. What does it mean to you to be now in this huge position on the back of 4 huge boxing wins?
I wasn't cut from Bellator. The whole world did shut down. But, yeah, no, I'm in a good position right now because I've been whooping all these guys' asses, so that's what that is. And yeah, on to the next, and see who's next. I'm looking for a big fight right after this. I'm looking to get back before the end of the year and get back in the ring with someone. So we'll see who steps up.
Would you be willing to go back to Misfits boxing, or are you looking to stay with kind of MMA fighters and legitimate fighters?
I'm not into that kind of stuff. I did that show, and it was just a bunch of amateurs, and there ain't nobody there that's worthy of fighting. So they didn't step their game up. I'm gonna go off that. There's nobody in Misfits boxing that's worthy.
Hey Chris, Stephen was built up as a strong puncher. Did you feel any of his power in the ring as far as, from his experience as an MMA fighter, your experience as well? How did you, as far as feel and his power?
I know he is a hard puncher, but I didn't feel anything, and I'm just levels above him. That's all that happened. That's all it is.
Talk about some of the adjustments as far as, moving from MMA to boxing, considering that the guy was coming forward, he was trying to, really get down and throw down, and you were right there in front of him as well. Talk about any sort of adjustments that you had to make throughout the fight.
I didn't really have to make any adjustments. I knew what I had. I knew the fight was going to play out something like that, so I just did what I did what I do. So, yeah, I'm a boxer first too, and also MMA fighter as well. But yeah, I know I train arts separately. I'm not just a MMA training type guy. I don't do that. So.
Question for both. How did you find performing in front of such a lively atmosphere? A lot of these boxing events, you see that crowds get bigger as the main events coming, but this crowd here was quite full from the start. How did you find performing in front of such a big crowd and a lively atmosphere? Well,
it was cool. It was motivating. It was cool to see a bunch of people out there, and it made me feel good to go out there and show off, and yeah, it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, it was great, to see a lot of people support, a lot of people from Stockton too, and come over here and support us. It's motivating to see a lot of people here, so that's cool.
And it shows you how much Nate brings to the fucking table. That was all Nate Diaz right there. So his fan base is crazy.
I think it's also great for Nate, but it's a testament to what we're building with No Fight Inc. This was as much of a showcase for Nate, his transition from boxing, as a rollout for Real Fight Inc. and what we have in boxing. And I think anybody who bought a ticket was there and knew that Nate was going to be fighting 2.5 hours, but they saw that Alan and what Chris can do, and they came to see what the power of our promotion can be, and I think they walked away happy.
How will you guys celebrate tonight?
Well, it's 1 in the morning. There ain't nothing gonna be open by the time we get out.
Sunday's open?
Yeah, we'll see what's up. Sunday, Monday.
Anyone else? Mike, you have a question?
I just wanted to ask yesterday too, if you want to address what happened with Phillies.
Wow.
You were just a little over.
Oh. the fuck?
Anybody else have a question?
Yeah.
I mean, for all three of you, how'd you guys see the Nate versus Jake fight? Like, how'd you guys score it?
I'd say it should have been a draw. Jake just had that little spurt, and that's all he really had.
I think the same thing. I saw a draw, you know, just Jake throw a couple punches and that's it, you know. But Nate was behind him the whole fight.
To me, it doesn't matter. I see Nate in real fight doing everything that they set out to do. You know, we sold out the arena to the top. I mean, you know, Nate may have lost a sporting event, but that's it. What else did we lose? I think we won everything else. So he can have the scorecard, whatever. Congrats to him, but we'll take everything else.
Do you want to see Nate fight Jake Paul in the cage?
That's up to Nate, but I don't know how that's gonna go.
Just one more. Jeremy had just had a close fight with Jose Aldo his last time out, and for you to go in and beat him as convincingly as you did, was that due for the confidence?
That was cool. I feel like I just beat Jose Aldo too, so 2-0 tonight. Let's go.
I want to make sure we have some questions for Alan, who put on an incredible showcase and is probably one of our seasoned boxers. I know Chris is well documented, but I think it's appropriate that we make some time for Alan what he did to start the pay-per-view.
Just what's the situation with the eye? Do you feel like it's like a orbital break, or is it just?
No, well, the first round I think he popped my eye, so it was hard to like focus, you know. But later on with my experience, I'll take the fight, you know, keep going. Because I think I have more experience with the guy.
Yeah, to go through that kind of adversity and still win,
Yeah.
make the victory more meaningful to you?
Yeah. No, well, I mean, I closed the show, you know.
Alan, a lot was made of you, two Mexican fighters boxing. Was that like an all-out Mexican war? Like, what were your thoughts on your fight?
Well, I know he was gonna come forward, and you know, he's a young guy too. He wanna build his name too. I've been around for a long time, fighting like top guys too, like Luis Colasso, Pablo Cesar Cano, like world champions before, you know. And I'm still here, and I know that guy was gonna come and put his name on top, you know. I just show like I'm still here, you know.
Both of you guys are on winning streaks. Who are some names that interest you guys? Who do you want next?
Anyone, you know, anyone. If the promotion want to put me with someone, like I'm ready to fight.
Yeah, I think bottom line, this entire card was very good from the bottom, you know, all the way to the top. Very entertaining. All of you guys went to war. You guys really won the crowd, and I think that in the future, as long as you guys continue doing what it is that you guys are doing, I think you guys are well on that the road. You know what I mean? So congrats to both of you guys.
Yeah, shout out to NDA. Shit, we took that. We're taking over. Jose, Luciano, Alan, Kilo did his thing.
Yeah.
Nate did his thing.
We have a great camp too. It was great.
Well, even for both of you guys, you both trained with Nick and Nate, or around Nick and with Nate. What was it like getting ready for this fight with Nate as he got ready for a big fight as well?
It was a long camp, so we had a lot of boxing going on, and we had a lot of high-level boxing and throughout the week. So it was a good camp, and everyone got good work, and everyone was leveled up. And
Like you guys all trained together, right? Like
yeah. We're on a good schedule for the last 4 months, and we're always on the same schedule, but we were locked in. Everyone performed good tonight, and it was good. It was a good camp.
So then even for Alan, if I could elaborate a little bit, you know, Chris is a little bit more well-known. What's it like for you to train with a guy like Nate and then be able to come on a platform like this where he's the main event and you put on a great fight, get a win? What's it like for you?
Well, it's great, you know, like we have a great camp. Everybody trained hard. We went trained with Robert Garcia. We got good sparring over there. We came back. We went to Lake Tahoe to spar over there. So it was great. It was a great camp.
Chris, if Nate doesn't want to rematch with Jake, is that a fight you're interested in?
Man, I I wouldn't say no, but that, I don't know. We'll see. I ain't sitting there calling out Jake Paul, but fuck yeah. I'll be there. Why not?
You have any other questions?
Chris, would you be willing to step in if one of KSR Tommy Fury pulls up?
Of course, but they know what's up. They don't want that smoke. But yeah, I would.
Last thing from the real fight side is that you're gonna hear an announcement on our first sole promotion fight show in the coming weeks. It's gonna feature some really good surprises and a further rollout of our athletes from all sides. And we have about 4 or 5 more guys that you haven't heard of. And you know, I think for what Nate's doing is great to be able to bring this crowd. But what Chris and Alan have been able to do to continue the crowd, it's great.
Are you guys going to be doing MMA or boxing? Or a hybrid show?
Well, I mean, everything's on the table. I mean, I think the expectation is that it's MMA, but it's also, I think, tonight that it's very clear that we can, you know, I've been to the previous Jake Paul fights. None of them were like this.
No. Yeah.
So ask yourself, can we also do a boxing show? I think we can.
Do we have a time frame for that event?
By the end of the year.
What states are you looking for? Are you looking for Texas, Cali, New York, Florida?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think whoever wants to celebrate what we have to offer is going to be the people who get to see us.
Chris, you're 30 years old and you're on a winning streak. Anthony Pettis was in the crowd. Is the Pettis fight something you're interested in?
I'd be down for it if he is. I see he just came off a boxing fight against Roy Jones. He fought in the same weight class I fought, UFC and stuff like that. So I'm sure we can meet at a good weight and we can put on a good show, Real Fight Inc. or whatever show. Yeah, I would like that fight if he is. So if he's down, so I'll be down with that before the year ends.
Well, with that said, I'm going to let my guys go get drunk.
Thank you.
I'm